Unfortunately, Madden is not going to allow me to view replays and stuff like that. Basically, I can go in, I can sim all the games and have the computer do it, but it doesn't let me rewatch the highlights from the plays unless I'm actually viewing the play happen. And I just don't have time to go through 12, 15-minute quarter games and be able to chop it up and watch every touchdown and whatnot. So I'll still go into every game, and I guess I'm just gonna live stream this every time I advance a week, and we'll recap as we go. So up first is gonna be John Haliva's Chicago Bears, spearheaded by John Fox. We'll see if we can't catch a couple key moments and see what happens there.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1, as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Bears going up against the Texans. With that, let's get on over to Houston.
Alright, John's got Derrick Henry as his key player. Let's see how many yards he gets on the ground after this one.
And Charles Davis. Good luck, fellas.
Larry, it is indeed an honor to be here. Thank you as we welcome the rest of you inside NRG Stadium here in Houston. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. The partner of the Bears coming off a 6-10 season. Meanwhile, the Texans, last year AFC South champions, but an ugly wild card round loss.
Not a lot of fun in that game. That wasn't their best.
All right, so John has elected to kick off to open.
They think they're the team to beat in their division. And flip it over to the Bears. They're trying to get back to playing Bears football, which means getting better on defense.
All right, so I'll go to Super Sim. Alright, we'll go to we'll sim to the end of the game. As you can see, this is about all I can do. Now this is normal speed, which I can jump in and watch the plays as well. And then we can jump fast, but we won't be able to see any of the scoring plays in real time. The scoreboard will just change, so let's go ahead and keep it at normal. So I can hit X to kind of jump it up. John's team scored. Touchdown, Kirk Cousins to T.Y. Hilton, so that's a good combination there. Extra point is good, so we'll go up 7-0 on the Texans. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. So as you can see, Houston tied it up and took the lead. John's team marching, and they scored. Houston responds right away. John's team answers, ties the game up, enters the fourth quarter. Tied at 24. John takes the lead at 31. And overtime, first overtime. Oh, and John loses by a field goal. So the first game we watch goes into overtime, and it looks like Brock Osweiler takes the W over John's Bears. So John will start the season at 0-1. We'll check out some of the stats here. So see the scoring summary. So it looks like John's T.Y. Hilton got a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 3-yard run. He's got Frank Gore as well, so two running backs there. Frank Gore scores again, and obviously McManus' field goal. Let's look at the stats a little bit. Alright, so Kirk Cousins, not a great quarterback rating. Went 17 for 29, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Derrick Henry, 141 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. Wow. So, John's got a pretty good run game. Frank Gore, 2 fumbles. That hurts. Let me see here. So, T.Y. Hilton led all receivers, which makes sense, with the touchdown. Eli Rogers second with 38. So, John's passing offense couldn't get off the ground for this one. Go ahead and finish that up. So, John's first game will start 0-1, takes it into overtime. Tough loss, 34-31. Skip all this garbage. Get out of that. Alright, let's go down to Trevor's Buffalo Bills. Taking on the Baltimore Ravens, which I don't believe anybody else has. Nope. So, play the full game. I'll sub this one as well. Really sucks. I was gonna kind of do a Sports Center feature for you guys and just go and sub all the game like we just did and then go back and look at the highlights, but I'll show you on this one. It generates the plays and scoring stuff, but it doesn't let you view the replay unless you watch the entire game. And I just don't have that kind of time nor willpower or want to. So Madden 17 kind of sucks in that way. I can't just sim games and watch replays after the game's over. I actually have to real-time watch it for the replays to be generated. But nonetheless, we'll get through it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Bills going up against the Ravens. With that, time to get up to Baltimore, Maryland, as I'm pleased to introduce our new broadcast team for 2016.
All right, Buffalo against the Ravens in Baltimore. See if Trevor can get out of this one.
Team for the Ravens, it's natural grass on the field. That's what's different here as we welcome you inside M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. And partner, the Bills coming off a 500 season at 8-8. The Ravens, a season they'd like to forget, 5-11 last year.
All right, Percy Harvin ready to take the kick back.
Playing at the level that they're used to, which is playoff caliber. What their head coach John Harbaugh say last year was like a cannonball to the gut. Then you flip it over to Buffalo.
All right, so I'm going to sim this one as well. Jump to the end of the game. Go fast. Alright, so Baltimore takes it right down, scores 7-0. Some good defense being played. Trevor ties it up. And Baltimore takes the lead. Trevor musters up a field goal. Bring it within 14. Start the fourth quarter. Trevor takes the lead. Oh, he's got a 2-score lead. And it looks like Trevor will walk away with the victory here. Beats Dak Prescott and the Ravens. So, Trevor is the first winning team. Check out some of the stats. I'm going to show you that I can't see the replays because I didn't actually play the game. So, you can come down here to view highlights. And it has a ratings of 0 for everything. So, let's go to a scoring play right here. Alright. So here would be a touchdown play, and see, I can't view a replay because I didn't actually play this or watch the play happen. So that's disappointing. I was going to cut up all the scoring plays for us and kind of do a SportsCenter like highlight film, but again, Madden lets us down, so we will go look at the stats. So for, wow, Blake Bortles had a hell of a game for Trevor. That's going to be good for him if that can keep up the whole season. He had 110 passer rating, went 25 for 35 with 327 yards and 1 touchdown. On the ground, Jay Ajayi broke 100 yards on 24 rushes. Didn't score, but had Ty Montgomery pound the ball in for a touchdown, as well as Jeremy Maclin. So it's kind of interesting. Maclin rushes 1 time for 2 yards and a touchdown. For receiving, Stephon Diggs had a hell of a day with 146 yards, 11 catches, 1 touchdown. Outside of that, Anquan Boldin had a pretty solid day, 3 balls for 57 yards. So there you have it. We can look at some of the defensive setting. I didn't get to check that for John, kind of overlooked that. So leading solos was Frank Clark. For sacks, he had 2 sacks from Brian Arakpo and Anthony Barr. He had 2 interceptions, Tyrann Mathieu and Carl Joseph. As I said, they were going to be 2 big guys there. So, and a forced fumble from Anthony Barr. So that's pretty good there. Trevor gets the win, and on to the next game. Alright, I'll skip all that stupid training stuff. And we'll go to Cameron and the Browns. Here's the hoping it he gets beat by the Eagles here. Never want to see the Browns win. Joe Flacco in a Browns uniform. This will be interesting.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these 2 teams here today. It's the Browns going up against the Eagles. With that, it's time to get up to Philadelphia as we welcome in our...
All right, Mark Ingram against Isaiah Crowell on the ground game.
Larry, a new broadcast team, new coaches, new quarterbacks. We've got it all here at Lincoln Financial Field here in Philadelphia. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, let's super sim this. Jump forward to the end of the game, and I will pick the speed up. All right, so Cameron scores, look like off a turnover, short field. A little bit of defensive battles going on here. Philly ties it up. Cleveland jumps right back, scores 14-16, 17-16. The Eagles take the lead, touchdown lead. Cameron ties it up. 4th quarter, crunch time, and it looks like Cameron will win by 3. The Eagles pushed late, but Cameron pulls out the victory. So Cameron is now 1-0 with Trevor. And we can check these stats out. Alright, so Joe Flacco had a pretty good game, 107 passer rating with 17 for 27 completions. He had 206 yards, kind of low for Joe Flacco, like slinging the ball. 3 touchdowns for 1 interception. Always got to have that Flacco INT. On the ground, Mark Ingram tore it up, 34 rushes for 129 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 fumble. It looks like Cameron's going to use a feature back there with just Mark Ingram running the ball. Gets a heavy workload. Through the air, Golden Tate had 108 yards on 5 receptions. And the 2 touchdowns were scored by Taylor Gabriel and Ladarius Green. So, not too bad there. For his defense, Lamar Houston and Clay Matthews led the team in tackles. For sacks, we had Brennan Mebane and Corey Luget. Wow, Luke Kuechly had 2 interceptions, so Cameron's first-round pick obviously making an impact there. And Adrian Amos also had an INT. Is there any forced fumbles? None. So, there you have it. Cameron wins 34-31 in a close game. We'll sub the next game. So Cameron tying the Browns record from last year in win totals. Sure, he's excited about that. Alright, we'll go to the Chiefs. I believe Ryan Proper selected the Chiefs. It's been a while. Playing the Chargers. Does anybody own the Chargers? I don't believe so. Nope, so another computer game. So let's get this sub. I think moving forward, maybe I will try and get some replays of user versus user teams. That'll be a little more interesting than just subbing against the computer. All right, let's get right to it.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas.
All right, so we're gonna super sim. Jump forward to the whole game. Looks like somebody's actually watching this feed, which is real weird because I didn't tell any of you guys about this. So I don't know if it's a random person or if one of you guys somehow found out that I'm doing this. But, all right, so tie game, start of the second, 7-7. The Chargers go up by 7, but Proper drives right down the field. Down by a field goal at the start of the fourth, but he takes the lead 21-17. And Proper, wow. Have to see how that end went because it looked like the Chargers were driving to end that. So, let's see that end of the game. So I'm not getting much out of this. Kind of confusing. But nonetheless, Proper joins the win column at 1-0. So we'll look at some stats. Drew Brees had a terrible day. Quarterback rating is 69. He went 21 for 40 with 243 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So it's uncharacteristic of Drew Brees. On the ground, Jonathan Stewart looks like the main bell cow. With 88 yards on 22 rushes, he had 2 touchdowns, and his fumbling problem is evident in this game as well with that 1 fumble. Looking at the receiving, Terrence Williams, 7 for 83 with a touchdown. It's pretty big. Dontrell Inman had 62 yards, and Tavon Austin with 57. So he had a well-rounded receiving core there, and the one touchdown from Terrence Williams. So defensively, looked like Allen Bailey and Mason Foster led the team with 7 tackles. For sacks, Allen Bailey looked like he dominated this game at 2 sacks, and both half a sack for Mason Foster and Nick Perry. Yeah, Marcus Peters had an interception, one of the best corners in the game right now. Some forced fumbles, there were none. No safeties and no defensive touchdowns. So there you have it. Wondering if there was a... Nope, so no special teams touchdowns. So there you go. Proper gets the win. Alright, so we've got, what, 8 more times to do this? Yep. Alright, so we're going to go to, I believe, Franco and the Dolphins. Uh-oh. Ah, so Frank plays me. This is interesting. Good week 1 action between 2 teams. Alright, so I will be controlling Frank's team, apparently. Subbing against my Seahawks. It's good to see that I've got an 87 rating. Alright, so maybe I'll try and do this one a little differently since we have 2 user teams. I'll try to catch some main moments. Although I'm not sure that I can get back out of watching the game once I watch it. I had that issue earlier.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have 2 teams are more than ready to get the season underway. It's the Dolphins going
Eli Manning against Trevor Siemian. I like my chances. Alright, so it looks like I'm gonna kick off, or Frank's kicking off to me. Going to the Super Sim. See, here's where I can view all the key moments, but if I go to slow, I don't know how to get back out of it. And I don't want to watch a 15-minute game. So, we'll go normal. Go fast. So it says 3rd down, take control. I'm going to skip that. So now a red zone. I'm going to skip this as well. In fact, I did not mean to do this. So it looks like Frank scored and he's going to kick off. And now there's 2 people watching this feed, so that's interesting. Alright, so Frank's up 7-0 on me. I'm going to try and get out of this. We're going to find out if we can go back from slow to fast. So I didn't mean to click on that. Alright, so I can change it. So we'll go back to fast. So that makes it more interesting. So we'll go back to key moments. 3rd down, we'll skip that. Skip that as well. Now it's red zone. So I think I want to super sim this, but I'm going to watch these. Alright, so Frank is in the red zone on me. 2nd and 10, up 7-0. Hopefully my defense can get a stop. We're going to run it. Nice stop for about 2 or 4. So watch the next play. 3rd and 6.
Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Throwing on 3rd down.
All right. Oh, so he picks up the 1st down.
And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down.
All right, so let's see if my defense can hold him to a field goal. It doesn't look too great right now. This 4th quarter dominated by Frank.
Here's Simeon. That's caught at the 2.
Yeah, so he puts it on the 2.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight end. Especially the ones running around the NFL.
All right, so he's at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Doesn't look too promising here. And he got the... Ooh, throws it out of the back of the end zone, so that was good. Had the running back open in the flat. 3rd and goal. Here it is. Hold him to a field goal. Game's kind of in reach. Yes. So my DN comes up, makes a play. Looks like he's gonna hold him to the field goal. So I'm gonna keep going to end of the game. Got to get out of this to change how quick it goes. So end of the 1st.
7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns.
So this isn't too bad. If I can play key moments during our matchups with each other, should be pretty interesting.
2nd quarter begins with the Dolphins in.
So I'm going to go back to fast. All right. Let me... Next quarter. So Frank scored another touchdown on me. I'm gonna go back to sim the full game. At this point, this game's pretty much over, so I'm going to jump ahead. See, I got a field goal, so that's great. Man, my team sucks. This is not good. 27-10. I got my ass whooped. So that's annoying. Let's see what Trevor Siemian apparently did to my team. So, looking at quarterback ratings, Eli Manning, who I was dreading having, threw 0 touchdowns and 2 picks for 248 yards, and Trevor Siemian looks like Tom Brady with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 16 for 25, 185 yards. Oh, I love Madden. Amir Abdullah, who garbage, ran for 150 yards on me with no touchdowns, and I didn't know I had Adrian Peterson, so that's new to me. 66 yards, and he fumbled, so that's great. I got bad Adrian Peterson. James White rushed for 26 yards for him. Receiving, look at yards. So Emmanuel Sanders and Eric Ebron were the highs for the game, both for me, but no touchdowns. Jeremy Curley was his high receiver with 48 yards, so it looks like he basically just ran the ball down my throat this entire game. The defensive side, DeMarcus Lawrence came to play for me. Kerry Hyder, Deshaun Shedd played well for Frank. Let's look at sacks. Babineau and Addison both had 1. Malcolm Butler had 2 picks for Frank. I believe that was his 1st round pick. Breland caused the fumble. James Harrison for me and Addison for him. So I had 2 fumbles, 3 picks. Can't win with 5 turnovers. So there you have it. Frank moves to 1-0. I moved to 0-1 on a very frustrating game of Madden.
Now I've been to New York, Texas, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California.
Well, on to the next game with Sean's Falcons. Playing the Buccaneers.
Left the kids on the belly, left the vid on my celly. She ate like spaghetti. I'm hitting gas and dreading. Met some killers in Memphis, like they be open. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses. Let it really, I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sun, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me up Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare. Now I've been to New York, come on, Texas, yeah, Midwest, and it all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-M-V, all reminds me of California, cause there's no place like California.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. With that, let's get over to Atlanta as we welcome in our brand new broadcast pairing for 2016. I think you'll like them. It's Brandon Godden.
All right, so our seventh game.
We're looking forward to this year, and we begin it here in the final season.
Let's see how Sean fares. All right, Tampa Bay goes up 7-zip. Looks like Sean's struggling to move the ball. 14-21-0 off a turnover. So Sean looking like my team here. Gets 7. 14 coming from behind. Will it be enough? So Sean losing nail biter, comes from behind, but ends up losing 24-21. Let's take a look at Sean's stats. Sam Bradford played pretty much how Eli played for me, with 22 for 31, 260 yards, and 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. DeMarco Murray, with 2 touchdowns, 132 yards, played very well for Sean. Looks like, wow, Sean's fullback fumbled, but also scored. So Mohamed Sanu with 100 yards, but no touchdowns. Robert Woods with 59 yards, and Cameron Brate is tight end with 36. Landon Collins leading his team with 6 tackles. No sacks for Sean, so couldn't get pressure on the quarterback. He had 1 interception from Reggie Nelson, and a forced fumble from Michael Kendricks. So there you have it. Sean joins me and John in the losers column. Alright, so it looks like Ken Haliva's team is up next with the 49ers. Playing the Rams.
From the topic, then the conversation hit it. Right shrimp getting booked up.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Rams going up against the 49ers. So let's get out to Santa Clara for the last game of Week 1, but the first game for our new broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, and certainly it's an honor to be here on a Monday night as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we wrap a busy first week of the season with a second of 2 on a Monday night between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. And once again, this can be called a West Coast battle, partner.
Loving it. And how about the fan bases for both teams? Able to dust off the memorabilia and get back again together.
Let's see how the 49ers fare against the LA Rams. Change the speed to fast. Wow, Ken goes up 7-0 real quick. 10-3. Tie game. And 17-13 end of the half. Ken comes back, goes up by 2. Fourth quarter starts. Rams going up by 5 with 4 minutes to go. And it doesn't look like he's going to get there. So 27-22 is how this one ends up. Welcome to the 0-1 squad, Ken. Let's look at these stats. So it looks like Dalton played the worst out of all quarterbacks so far with 50.2 rating. He went 23 for 40 with 202 yards, 0 touchdowns and an interception. So pretty poor performance there. And rushing. Charles Sims got you 105 on the ground with 1 touchdown. Receiving wise, Travis Benjamin with 59 yards for you. Stevie Johnson with 52 and Michael Thomas with 36. So all around offensively struggled. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Wow, Jordan Hicks with 12 tackles. That's huge numbers there. Sacks, Jerry Hughes with 1.5 and Jatavis Brown with 0.5. He had interceptions from Captain Munnerlyn and Jordan Hicks. And forced fumbles from nobody. So, get some more out of the San Francisco offense next game, and Ken might be set up for 1-1. Alright, so we'll go to Bert's Jaguars here. He'll be playing the Green Bay Packers.
I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Packers going up against the Jaguars. With that, I get to say hello for the first time to our new commentators this year, as I'm privileged to welcome in.
All right, here we go.
And Charles Davis.
Larry, the privilege is ours as we welcome.
All right, Green Bay. Wow, it takes 10-0 lead. It looked like off a turnover. Goes up 13-0. Burt responds with a touchdown. 16-7 at half. So Burt drives down right at half, puts it 16-13. Takes the lead at 23-20. Takes the lead, but Green Bay just answering everything Burt throws. It looks like he will win the game in a close one. Wow, 34-30. Burt takes out the win. Not sure how he pulled that one out. So we'll look at the player stats. Alex Smith played phenomenal for the Jaguars. 120 rating, 31 for 43, 383 yards. This is ridiculous, and only in Madden will you see this stat from Alex Smith. 4 touchdowns to 1 interception. Le'Veon Bell fared well on the ground, 109 yards, 4.5 average. He didn't have a touchdown, but didn't fumble either. Receiving, Terrell Pryor, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, dominating there. And Ted Ginn and Fedorowicz both putting up over 70 yards. So, big passing game, obviously, with Bell contributing 65 yards as well out of the backfield, catching the ball. Manti Te'o, 15 tackles. There you go. Te'o with 15 tackles and Alex Smith over 350 yards. It's video game stats. Sacks. Burt's defense showed up. He had 3 sacks from Connor Barwin, DeMarcus Ware, Cameron Jordan, and Roy Miller added 1 sack each. He got an interception from Leon Hall. So real strange stats coming from Burt's team. Getting some blessings from the Madden gods. So Burt wins 34-30 and goes to 1-0. On to Mason Heller's New England Patriots. Playing the Cardinals. Alright, let's see. Wow, it looks like I have the highest overall team and I've got my ass whooped by the Dolphins.
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Patriots going up against the Cardinals.
Thank you, Larry. It hosted Super Bowls 42 and 49. And it's University of Phoenix Stadium. That's where we're at in Glendale, Arizona. Tonight, it's the Sunday night opener, the 2000.
So, let's see what comes out of this game. Alright. Cardinals taking a 7-0 lead real quick in the first. Answers with a field goal. It's like 21-10 going into half. Cardinals up 24-10 going into the fourth. Mason answers. Doesn't. Oh, comes within 7. Ties the game up. but the Cardinals do kick the field goal, and we go to overtime where Mason loses in the same fashion as John. 36-10, or 36-30. So, tough losses there.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
Mason came from behind, but it wasn't enough. Alright, so Andrew Luck doing well. 22 for 37, 323 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. See how the ground did. Carlos Hyde, 14 rushes for 49 yards. Didn't really get it going there. So, Patriots having problems rushing the ball. Through the air, though, Devontae Parker with 128 yards. Larry Fitzgerald added 74. And his tight end also contributed 3 for 40. With 2 touchdowns coming from Larry Fitz and Devontae Parker adding 1. On the defensive side, nobody really standing out. Lorenzo Alexander leading with 8 tackles. Also added 2 sacks, with Terrell Casey adding 1. No interceptions and no forced fumbles. So, couldn't force any turnovers. That contributed to 36 points put up, but Mason losing in heartbreaking fashion in overtime. 36-30. Three games left. We've got 2 games left. We've got the Raiders. Who picked the Raiders? I believe Pat Kelly picked the Raiders. So, 2 games left, considering me and Frank already played ours. Pat with a solid 85 overall.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports.
Raiders Saints coming at you.
1975, there's a look inside the eye.
New Orleans 3-0, Oakland 7. Back and forth action here, 10-7. Start of the second, 17-7. Pat answers with a field goal. Within a field goal. Second half, 24-14 Saints. Start of the fourth. Looks like Pat's going to be outmatched here, although he does have a quick push at the end, but ultimately falls 27-21 to the New Orleans Saints. Tyrod Taylor just not enough to muster up the offense to come from behind. Played pretty dismally. 16 for 31. 233 yards, no touchdowns, and did throw a pick. On the ground, Melvin Gordon, pretty dominant, 119 yards with 2 touchdowns, no fumbles. Dion Lewis adding a touchdown as well out of the backfield on his only rush. Receiving, looks like Josh Gordon put up 92 yards, obviously no touchdowns thrown. Marvin Jones with 47, and his tight end adding 37 as well. So the air game, obviously a problem for Pat's team. We'll see if that gets better throughout the season. I forgot Pat's got the actual Oakland Raiders with Greg Hardy and Josh Gordon on his team. Kind of bad boy squad. Greg Hardy adding a sack. No interceptions, no forced fumbles, no turnovers. So it looked like defense and throwing the ball is the main concern going into week 2 for Pat's team. So we'll go into the last game, I believe, with Ploss and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Redskins. All right. Last game for week 1.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's opening week in the NFL, and today we have two teams are more than ready.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome.
Final game. Let's sim to the end. All right. Washington up 14-0 off a turnover. Ploss's team responds. Kaepernick leading the helm, 21-10. Marches him down the field for a field goal. Second half, ties it up, but Washington takes the lead again. Start of the fourth, 28-21. Ploss ties it up. Can Kaepernick win the game? He can. 34-28. Colin Kaepernick taking his team to victory on Monday night. So, not a bad game from Colin. 24 for 39, 298 yards, 2 touchdowns, also threw 2 picks. Rushing the ball, LeSean McCoy dominant. 141 yards and a touchdown. No fumbles. Kaepernick adding 46 yards on the ground himself. Pretty typical day for Colin Kaepernick. Throwing the ball, Jarvis Landry with 116 yards and a touchdown. LeSean McCoy adding 54 yards out of the backfield with his hands, and Andre Holmes with 43 yards. Defensive side, not too many standout things here. 2 sacks, one by Melvin Ingram and Marcus Golden. 1 interception by Nickel Roby Coleman. No forced fumbles and no fumble recoveries. So there you have it. Ploss rounds out the season. I will figure out a quicker way to do this next time. And so here's your week 1 standings. I will catch you guys later.